G'day, motorcycle mechanics. Are you using them? Should you be using them? I personally try to stay away from them. However, I'm not anti-mechanics as such. I definitely believe that they do a good job in society. They've got the tools, the expertise, the access to spare parts. They can do the job. That's what they're trained for. I stay away from them for a number of reasons. One of them is that I believe that I'm one of those guys that reckons he can do it himself. I don't like paying money for things I can do myself. I like working on my bikes and I learn from it. And I also stand by my work, meaning that if I don't fix my bike properly, I endanger my own life, and I stand behind that. If it doesn't run well, it's my fault. If it doesn't look good, it's my fault. And also, I'm a firm believer that if something needs to be done right, it can be done twice. Which brings me to the crux of my story. I've got a 85 XV 750 that had leaky forks. So I've decided to fix them. I ordered the seals and the dust caps off eBay. I fixed them. I changed the seals and dust forks, changed the brake, the fluid, the oil inside the forks. And as you would imagine, they still leaked. I didn't do a good job. I actually stuffed it up. To which I thought, well, I'll just have another go. So I ordered another set of spares, and the project sort of stalled. I did have a go at it, but what happened was, wife gets pregnant, I get a new bike, wife gives birth. By now the baby's like 5 months old, and I'm still struggling with getting this set of forks apart. I can't get the bolts off the top of the forks. I've tried everything under the sun except for a heat gun. I'm not going to go and get a heat gun because that's just a one-off job. You know, I don't like getting tools just for one-offs. And I'm not going to stick these things up my ass to heat them up. So I'm thinking, well, let's use a mechanic. Ring up the local guy, $300. He asked me if I've got the seals already. I go, yeah, I do. And I'm thinking, this is great. He might have some Maori apprentice that will just use brute force. I'll crack these seals or these bolts open, and the job will be done. I'll drop off the forks, and the first thing he says to me, he goes, look, these seals that you got, they're the wrong part. They won't fit, they'll leak. And I thought, this is great. This is the first thing that he picks up, which is great because that means that had I done the job, I would have stuffed it up again and I would have had to have another go and so on, so on. It would never end. A couple of weeks later, I get a call, forks are ready. Oh, sorry, just before I left, I go to the guy, look, and these air holes at the top of the forks, would you mind covering them up? Because I want to get rid of the hose that connects the two forks. It's just for pressurized air, which I never use. I want to have the bike as simple as possible. And he goes, yeah, sure, no worries. We'll see what we can do. So I rock up, pick up the forks, and I'm pleasantly surprised that the air holes are actually covered. They're covered with, they drilled, they tapped the holes, and I've put these 3mm Allen bolts into the forks, which it took me a little while to realize, but in case you're not seeing the problem already, I'll explain it to you in like really simple terms so we can all understand. If I was to slide these forks back up into a triple clamp, I would have to, they'll get jammed. I can't get them in, so I have to take these little bolts out, which I do. And to my horror and amazement, I find out these bolts are about 20mm long, which means they are sitting right inside the fork. And from memory, and I had to look up the diagrams there because my bike's 85, the available diagrams in Australia are 81 to 83 and 88 onwards. My vintage is a grey import, and I can't find the manuals. So from memory, I remember this bolt will interfere with the springs. So what do? You know, like, do I go and complain, write a bad review about the mechanic? Do I go and see the mechanic and get my money back? And looking back on it, I can't really do anything because I'm actually, it was like a favour that I did to this guy. And it's a favour, so it's not, they were just doing me a favour. You know, whoever did it, the Maori apprentice, fucked it up, didn't think it through, didn't think through the process. He wasn't a proper mechanic, he was just trying to get a job done, and that's it, you know, he just didn't give a shit. However, I don't think I've got a leg to stand on, and I'm not going to complain. All I'm going to do is just do a workaround, basically, take those little bolts out, still have the air hose in there, the one they wanted to get rid of, but that's it, mate. That's one of the reasons why I don't use mechanics. Anyway, what do you think? Hello, big dog. And just to sum it up, like, my God's better than your God. Unless it's the same God, in which case you will get judged by the sort of bike you ride. If it's black and shiny, you'll be all right. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.